Welcome students. Myself Niladri Sir, your C tutor. Today's topic is array. So now let's come what is an array. Array is basically a collection of similar type of elements. What does this similar type of elements means? That is, it is the collection of same type of data type. That is, suppose in our example you can see that we have taken all the elements with integer, that int a5. Okay, it means that A can store 5 integer type of elements, or A can store 5 elements and all the elements are of integer type. Okay, similarly you can see that how I have declared float A5. The here A can store 5 elements of float type. Okay, so here A can store 5 elements of float type. Now how to declare array? We declare array by writing int a within the subscript 5. Okay, next how to initialize an array, and there are two types where how we can initialize array. Okay, so type 1 is int a of 5 within the subscript, then equals to within second bracket we can write down the values. You can see here that we have mentioned all the 5 elements here, and the second type is written here int a3, then we have written a0 equals to 5, a1 equals to 12, and a2 equals to 35. Okay, is 0, 1 and 2, these are all the subscript value. Okay, these are all the, this is called the subscript values. Okay, it is by default in C. By default the array subscript value starts from 0. Okay, now let's do an example of C programming of array. Okay, you can check. Write hash include stdr.h. These are the header file, standard input output. Then we write hash include conio.h. This is console input output. Next void main. This is the main function. Okay, next we have declared an array, that is int a5 equals to, we have used here type 1. We have mentioned all the elements, 5 elements within the second bracket. Okay, next we have printed it. The last, suppose we want to print the last value. Okay, we want to print the last value of an array. There are 5 values. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5. We have mentioned all the 5 values. If you do not mention the 5 values, or you have, suppose you have mentioned 4 values, so by default it will take a garbage value in the 5th position. Okay, so here the last value is a4, that because, oh, there is an error. Oh, I have make a mistake. The printf p will be in the small case. Okay, so the last value of a array of subscript value is 4. Okay, so after run you can check the answer, that is the last value is a5. Okay, now we will do the type 2. Okay, in type 2 first we have to declare the array. We have declared an array int a3. This means that array can store array a can store 3 elements. Okay, all are integer type. Next we have mentioned all the elements differently. Okay, separately. A0 we have mentioned 4, A1 12, A2 45. These 0 1 2 all are subscript value. Then we want to, suppose we want to print the second value. As you know, the subscript value of the second position is 1. Okay, so the second value is %d, and we have mentioned A1. Okay, now we are running the program. Okay, the value is 12. Okay, so let's do others problem in the next class. Thank you, students.